There we go. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm Dave from Swapt.
I'm Andrew, founder CEO of Swapt.
And we're doing a quick platform overview to show you how to get started on the Swapt platform. So where you'll begin is here at the website. You're going to click Start Your First Flow. And this will be the register account. So you're going to be creating an account. Let's do an example here. I will just use one of my emails and create a password. Let's go. Okay, and same thing. Now you're going to hit create account. Oh, looks like I already got one there. So let's do my that's.com. And we'll create an account there. All right, next, this is just going to be your personal information on your name, and then whatever you want your company name or organization name to be called. And you'll hit continue. Now here's just our terms of service, and you'll need to go through and double check those boxes. Now here you will just add a card number in. This won't charge it. This will just tie it to your account for when you complete setup and select your plan that you're going to be under. All right, so we hit continue there. Now the next thing that you're going to need is your Amazon storefront. If you don't have it, you can click skip. But if you do, you just place a name, what geo it's in. So let's say we're in the United States, and then quickly showing how you would actually grab that is when you're on your Amazon listing. Take this one, for example. You're going to go to where it says sold by, and you're going to click that name. And then right here where it says visit the storefront, you're going to grab the URL here, go back, and then paste that there into your account and hit fetch. Now what's happening at this point is we're going through and pulling in all the product information from every ASIN that's here tied to your seller storefront. So you can see here it's found 11 products. You're going to create that store. And what this is doing now is setting up your storefront in the Swapt app. Now, next you can invite your team members if you want. I'm going to skip that. This stage, you can add all of your brand assets. So logo, any brand font files, any of your colors. So if you want to put in your RGB or your hex codes, you'll do that here. But I'm going to skip this for now. And then now we're all set with onboarding and we can enter our portal. Okay, so from here, the first things you're going to do when you start on Swapt is one, design your first QR code, because of course we need to print and ship your QR stickers to you. And so that's the first step, is actually editing your QR design to fit your brand. So
if I could interject here, I've spent a lot of time with QRs, a lot of QR codes in terms of squares, some operational, some on labels. The reason why these are circle stickers that we have you purchase is because this is the most repeatable across any use case, across any brand, to hit that 20% scan marker. Because my worry for brands that are starting, if we didn't have this forced circle with 1 to 3 inch with half-inch increments, is that you might just print the QR code somewhere that's tucked away and only get a few scans from your campaign. This is how you most likely optimize for the maximum amount of people coming in.
Yeah, showing just like a quick difference here is this QR on packaging is going to get far fewer scans than this QR, which you can see from 100 miles away, right? And so that's the difference between getting a 0.5% scan rate and getting a 10 to 20% scan rate. And so we make this very easy to do within the platform, is you can customize it. You can customize the dots themselves. Say we're doing a blue product here. So I'm going to copy that code. You can customize the dots. You can customize the border here. So I'll paste in that code. Oh, we got AFD. And then, of course, you can customize what the text is. And so we have some presets there. Scan for reward, get exclusive access, or you can just type it in directly. Scan for info, right? And so this, you can design as you see, as it makes sense for your brand. And then you can also save this as a template. And so if this is brand template, and you save that, now you can go and apply that to other campaigns that you want to use for different products. So you would just go to your template section and then click on that template and apply the design. Awesome. Now that you have your code designed, you can actually go and order the stickers themselves. And so how that works is you go to activate the campaign. You select what ASIN or ASINs that campaign will be tied to. Whatever products that QR code will be tied to, or essentially where that sticker will live, if it's only on one product, or if it's on all products, or if it's just on a select few, you would select that here in this step. So let's say we're doing it here on this parent listing, and then you would actually decide how many codes you need. Let's say you're doing an order, 20,000 stickers, you want them to be 2.5 inches in diameter, then you would proceed and check out at this point. And then that's when you'll add in your shipping address, where these codes are going, and then any further information.
And if you want a monthly or annual subscription, feel free to reach out, because sometimes people look at the sticker price and think, can I get that down? The answer is definitely.
Yes, absolutely. All the pricing tiers for stickers are here, and sticker pricing can be reduced even lower if you're on one of our monthly plans. Now that that is done, once you have codes on the way, the next step is actually to create your flow. And so that's this section here, is once people scan that QR code, what journey are they brought through? And so here we have the subscribe and save re-engagement template. And so, of course, the first step in this flow is somebody scanning the code. And what they see first is this page, which this is our page builder. Now, this is all drag and drop. You can see on the left side all of the different components and functions. So we have some pretty basic ones like text, buttons, and images. So this is an image module here. This is a text module here. And then a button would look like this here, with all of the customizations on the right side. And then as you scroll down the other features section, you can see some other things: promotion, product review button. Each of these have a unique ability, which we will go into in another video. And then you can see other modules like video players, and then some things down here. Now, the most important thing when somebody hits a landing page as part of this flow is actually capturing the data. And so let's pull up this form. You can see here the form section is right like that. And so you can go on the right side and edit form builder. And this is how you will customize what you ask your customers in this form. So right here, it's defaulted to first, last, email, and phone number. And then in a second step, there's a product select field. But this is also something that you can customize. So if you look on the right side here, those are the two steps to this form. Now, once you've designed this page how you want it, you'll save and publish. And then you can also save this as a template. So this would be page template. If you want to use that same exact landing page on different flows. Now, once a customer submits this form, and enters their email, there's some automations that happen in the back end. And so here in the flow builder, you'll see all different types of actions that you can do. The default one, of course, is to create that as a customer record here in the Swapt CRM. And then in this example, we have an automatic Klaviyo integration here for adding it to a list in your Klaviyo account and then triggering an event. But there are some other actions that you can do here, which will have a drill down video on each of these different pieces, such as conditionals, randomizers, and delays. Now, the other most important part of a flow is the success page, which is what the customer sees after they submit their information. Where do they go after that? This is the page that they see. Obviously, they don't see the things that happen in the background. They just see this success page. And this is important to customize because we're going to send them somewhere. After we capture their email, we're going to send them off somewhere else. And similarly to the original page where we had the form, this is also drag and drop, same components. And then you can add in, some video or some product review button, things like that.
And what I want to say here as well is that everything that you see on these pages is trackable. So the amount of people that visit the page, who doesn't submit versus who submits, who clicks a button versus doesn't click a button, everything that's on these landing pages in these individual modules is tracked to that customer. So just making sure everyone knows that uses this platform, if you want to add a bunch of buttons, we have really granular tracking to be able to see, did this person visit your website, copy the discount, go to socials, etc.
Awesome. And now that we are done, let's say our flow is ready to go. We can hit save and publish. And then we can actually preview this to see what it will look like to the customer. And we can test out, all right, first, last, email, phone number. All right, and then hit next, and then use this sample data, hit submit, and then you'll see that success page. Now, once you have your flow and you have your campaign as well, you'll see the customer data will begin flowing here into your customer tab or your CRM tab with all those customer records. And then you'll also have this storefront tab to be able to track review performance over time. So as people are submitting the forms, clicking on review buttons, you'll be able to track that on each product detail page and understand how are you tracking for reviews over time compared to how many submissions, how many clicks. And so this helps you monitor how your ratings are tracking over time. All right. That's the basics of Swapt. Anything else you want to add, Andrew?
I think that when thinking about Swapt and when thinking about QR codes and what we can actually do for you, it's really important to remember that having the guidelines around what creates the most engagement, having the analytics to see who actually comes in, what your customers purchased on Amazon, and then being able to incentivize repurchases, subscribe and save. Those things are extremely important when growing your brand. And when thinking about trying to stitch this together in-house, because obviously this process isn't the newest thing on the block. It's an insert card is probably one of the oldest forms of marketing. You have to think about what does it actually mean to optimize it and what's it going to mean for your business. If you can create a process that gets people coming back and repurchasing 50% more of the time, or making some sort of additional subscribe and save order, review, etc., that's the kind of thing that we help boost and proactively professionalize.
Awesome.
But that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Love it. All right. Well, if anyone has questions as they get started through their account, you can reach out on site through the chat, or you can reach out to myself, Dave, at swapqr.com, and we will be happy to answer those questions. And as always, we appreciate you being a customer of our platform and look forward to seeing you guys succeed.
Thanks all.